Okay, let's just get right into it. We have all been there, right? You're staring at your phone, just waiting, almost trying to make it buzz with a text from that one person. But nothing happens, and it's so frustrating. You start wondering, should I just text first? Again? Today, we're going to break down the psychology of why that actually happens, and we're going to look at a whole framework for shifting that entire dynamic. Now, this is the core idea that our source material is built on, and it's a pretty provocative one. It says that the real reason someone texts you first isn't just because they're feeling chatty. No, it actually comes from a subconscious fear of losing you. The whole idea is that this is the key to flipping the script. So, we're going to dive into this theory and the strategies that come from it. So, here's our roadmap for today. First, we're going to define what the first text problem even is. Then, we'll walk through a series of psychological hacks. The first two are all about breaking predictable patterns. The next two are about creating genuine investment, and we're going to top it all off with the most powerful mindset shift of all, which leads to this ultimate choice that you're going to have to make. Okay, let's get to the heart of the matter. This source basically argues that a huge majority of guys, like 90%, approach this whole situation in a way that pretty much guarantees they'll always be the one sending that first text. They fall into this trap, and they don't even see it. So, what is this trap? This slide just lays out the two paths so clearly. Over on the left, you've got the common approach, trying way too hard, being available 24/7, always looking for validation with these super long messages and instant replies. It just screams that you're a little too eager. But the approach on the right, it's about being calm, self-assured, and creating this subtle feeling that you could be lost. Now, this isn't about playing games. It's about valuing your own time and energy. And that, right there, is what makes you way more attractive. And all of that leads to this one core feeling that the 90% approach creates, being replaceable. You know that sinking feeling? It's the sense that if you just disappeared tomorrow, their life wouldn't really change at all. You've made yourself so constant that you're just taken for granted. The whole point of the hacks we're about to cover is to completely flip that script. Okay, so how do we actually start making this shift? Let's get into our first two hacks. These are all about disrupting that predictable behavior that makes you feel so replaceable in the first place. This is where the change really starts.
So step one is simple. Stop performing. Trying too hard to impress just makes you seem like an entertainer, not an equal. The advice here is to pull back. No more of those long, instant, super eager texts. Calm is attractive. And then there's step two, which uses this little psychological quirk called an open loop. Basically, by sometimes ending a really great conversation at its peak, you leave things unfinished. Our brains just crave closure. So this creates this natural subconscious urge for them to be the one to reach out and close that loop.
And this brings us right to the second hack, be unpredictable. Look, routine is safe, it's comfortable. But you know what else it is? It's boring. And it's super easy to ignore. Unpredictability, on the other hand, creates curiosity. When you start mixing up when and how you reply, you completely break the pattern. The brain can't just put you in a neat little box anymore. And that's what makes you interesting. It's that curiosity that really fuels the desire to text first. Okay, so we've broken the old patterns. The next phase is all about getting the other person to actively invest in the interaction. This is how you go from being just some random thought to someone who actually takes up a real mental and emotional space for them. Hack number 3 is all about quality over quantity. Seriously, stop with the daily good morning texts and the how was your day check-ins. The source calls these empty calories. Instead, you want to focus on creating emotional spikes. You talk when you have something genuinely funny or interesting or maybe even a little bold to say. One memorable conversation that actually makes them laugh or think is worth so much more than a whole week of boring texts. You want to be remembered because being memorable is what gets you a text. All right, now this brings us to a really critical moment, a turning point in this whole thing. Before we even get to the next hack, I want you to just pause for a second and honestly ask yourself this question. Are they matching your effort? Are you the one doing all the work here? Always asking the questions, always keeping the conversation alive? Really think about it, because the answer is going to dictate everything that comes next. So, what does their investment actually look like? Well, here are the signs you need to be looking for. Are they asking you follow-up questions? Are their replies quick and thoughtful? Or are they just giving you one-word answers? Do they ever initiate continuing the conversation? This is hack number 4. You need to gauge and then mirror their investment. The idea here is that when someone starts putting in their own time and energy, they develop a real stake in the conversation. They feel involved. And people who feel involved, well, they're the ones who text first. Okay, let's get to the final and, according to the source, the single most powerful hack of them all. This isn't really a technique you use. It's a mindset that you have to adopt. It's the foundation that everything else we've talked about is built on. Walk away energy. It's this genuine internal belief that you will be absolutely 100% fine if this connection doesn't work out. It's not some tactic or an ultimatum. It's a quiet confidence that just comes from knowing your own worth. And when you truly feel this, your entire behavior just naturally shifts. The chasing stops, that need for validation just disappears. You start operating from this place of calm self-assurance. And this quote just nails the psychology behind it, right? When you have that walk-away energy, you are no longer easily available. Your attention becomes a valuable and therefore scarce resource. You're not playing hard to get. You are hard to get because you are busy living your own full life. And that brings us right back to the beginning. This scarcity, this deep sense of self-worth, is what creates that subconscious fear of losing you that we talked about on the very first slide. So after breaking down all these psychological hacks and these big mindset shifts, it really all boils down to one simple but really profound choice that you have to make for yourself. And here it is. This is the choice. You can keep waiting, hoping that things will just magically change. Or you can shift your focus completely away from getting a text and on to building your own value, your own life, your own confidence. And the real irony is, the moment you choose that second path, the first one often just takes care of itself. I want to leave you with this final thought because it just perfectly sums everything up. The hacks, the techniques, they're useful tools for sure, but they only work when they're backed by a genuine sense of self-worth. When you start prioritizing yourself, your goals, your happiness, you create this energy that people just naturally want to be around. It stops being about chasing attention and starts being about building a life that attracts it. Because, like the slide says, the world follows the guy who chooses himself.